Hey everybody, welcome back to another video here on the Washington Football Maniacs YouTube channel. This channel, of course, is dedicated to news and commentary for the Commanders, for the NFL in general. So if that sounds good to you, please make sure that you have subscribed to this channel and also make sure that you hit that notification bell so you won't miss any other video releases. So should the Washington Commanders be concerned about the progress of the talks between the team and Terry McLaurin? Terry McLaurin, of course, has been absent from voluntary OTAs for the past couple of weeks, as true with Marshawn Lattimore and Laramie Tunsil. However, the main focus has been on Terry McLaurin. Terry McLaurin, of course, is Washington's number one wide receiver. Of course, we picked up Deebo Samuel in the offseason, so there should be a good 1-2 battle there. But a lot of folks are saying, what's going on? Should we think about just trading Terry McLaurin? Or does he need to be signed to a long-term agreement? You tend to have a couple of camps in this. Now, I gave JP Finley some crap for putting fans in just two categories, but I feel like in this situation, you do tend to have two distinct categories for Terry McLaurin. I think you have in one where it's no matter what, we need to get him signed, and we need to get him signed pronto, right? Because he's been over 1,000-yard receiver for us every season that he's played in the NFL, which of course has been every season with Washington Commanders, Washington football team, Washington Redskins. He's been one of the very few players on the team that has been a Redskin and a football team player and a Commander. Anyway, you have guys like that in that camp. I tend to be in that camp because I feel like that he should retire as a Commander, and I think that honestly, he is going to really help Jaden Daniels. And that's, as we go into the second camp, and the second camp, of course, are those who tend to feel like anytime that somebody reaches the 3-0 mark, that they're over the hill. You need to push them along. You only need to have players in here who are no older than 28 years old. By the time they get to 28, should think about moving them along. It's a constant churning of the roster, because people feel like they're at the peak of their athletic abilities and careers and all this stuff when they're still in their 20s. And once they get to their 30s, they're over the hill. I've watched football for 40 plus years, and I've seen a lot of players that actually got better with age. And so that is not necessarily what I consider something that is the absolute truth. And I would also consider that there's a lot more players out there who are past 30 who can still be considered amongst the best players in the league. And this has been true all through, again, all through the years, the decades that I've watched football, that I've seen players get better, and I've seen players maintain that level at least until they get to about 35. You tend to feel like, okay, once they get to 35, they're definitely on borrowed time. And it also depends upon the position that they play as well. But with Terry McLaurin, I have not seen any signs of Terry McLaurin slowing down. I haven't seen any signs of Terry McLaurin's play, being reduced, or just him not being able to make certain plays. I feel like, plus, when you saw him in the playoffs last year, I felt like, okay, this guy can definitely help to take this team all the way to a Super Bowl. And so you need guys like that around. I have confidence that the Commanders will get Terry McLaurin re-signed, and I feel like that should be done pretty soon. There's, of course, but now you're seeing all these reports coming out in the media about Terry McLaurin is disgusted and disgruntled because of how slowly the talks are going. This is just a cat and mouse game. Terry McLaurin knows that he's going to get re-signed by the Commanders. The Commanders know that they're going to re-sign him. And a lot of times this is just a move by the agent just to kind of poke things along. And so I would not put a lot of credence in some of these X accounts that you hear online. Yeah, you may get like a NFL insider, but honestly, when it comes down to it, unless it's like Adam Schefter or somebody like that, Eon, Ian Rappaport, guys like that, I don't, unless you hear it from them, I don't put much credence into it. So I feel like Terry McLaurin's going to get signed. He's probably going to get signed before mandatory OTAs. And honestly, I don't care if he holds out until training camp. I will say, there's one thing that was said that I do kind of agree on with having a young quarterback. It's very important for Terry McLaurin to be there. I totally get that, but we're also dealing with someone like Jaden Daniels, who I feel like is a generational, has the potential to be a generational player. I think he is, and so honestly, yeah, it does hurt for Terry McLaurin not to be there for voluntary OTAs and whatnot. But I feel like knowing the rapport that we've already seen with Terry McLaurin and Jaden Daniels, there's not going to be much of a worry about that. Maybe you worried about that if this was going on last year. This is the second year of Jaden Daniels. I don't see any issues. Folks, if you agree with me or if you don't, that's okay. Leave a comment in the comment section. Hope you enjoy this video. Please like it, share it. And with that said, I will see you in the next one. Take care.